Could you give us your thoughts on network neutrality? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Where's it going to go?
Well, let me just tell you that term, as far as I'm concerned, is a slogan. So the real question is, you got to penetrate down and ask, what is it you're really asking about? If the goal is to encourage people to build new capabilities, then the party that takes the lead in building that new capability is probably only going to have it on their net to start with, and it's not going to be on anybody else's net. If you first require them to get everybody in the world to buy into it so it's uniform and everywhere, that's probably too hard. I think you got to start incrementally and allow things to grow. You know, what does net neutrality try to achieve? Well, one model of it says that the network is just sort of a transport vehicle of some sort, and that all the important stuff takes place on the boundaries. I would take the following position. This I probably disagree with Vint, who's been very strong on one side of the net neutrality issue, being now a Google rep. But I would probably take the position that organizations ought to be able to provide services, and those services could include functionality that's provided within the net, provided that other parties that then wanted to participate in it could have a way to do that at the boundaries. And if it turns out that it's more efficient to do things inside the net than outside the net, I'm okay with that. I really am okay with that. The time that you run into problems is when, by virtue of doing that, you tend to fragment the net. And anything that will end up fragmenting the net, I'm opposed to, provided it's not an incremental evolution of the new technology that's happening. If you do it by policy that says, you know, that guy can't participate in this, then I would be opposed. You really want organizations to put new and innovative features out on the net. And I think the organizations that produce them should be able to control it. But you'd also like the whole net to be integral. I mean, you'd like it, that the fact that somebody is on another net, that they can still participate as part of this internet experience, that we not allow it to fragment. And I think it's possible to make that happen. It's not necessarily in the interest of the organizations putting a new capability out to want to articulate that, because they want to differentiate themselves. But I think this is something that could be done at the policy level, and I think it's the 5% or the 2% piece of the problem that you end up having to work on. It's when things aren't, you know, naturally going to evolve in a way that allows the world population to be part of it. You really want to incentivize people to innovate. And if they're going to innovate, they're probably going to innovate on their own nets or with a few other nets that they can work together with. But you'd like them to be able to do that in a way that if other networks want to participate, they can. Because the natural conclusion, if you don't do that, is fragmentation. And I think fragmentation is sort of the inverse of what you want to see in the internet environment. So I am totally opposed to mandating that nothing interesting can happen inside the net. It's just that if interesting things happen inside the net, it ought to be because of consenting nets, and not something that will prohibit somebody else from participating if they chose not to do it that way.
What I'm going to ask is